Okay, guys, welcome today. I've got Matt Godoff from the UK with us, and really excited about today's video. Today's call with Matt, and systemization is what we're talking about. So, um, a couple of years ago, myself and Roy Ripper held a breakfast meeting in London, and we were with agency owners, and we were talking about selling your business. And so, to sell your business, you need systems. So, if you can demonstrate to an investor that you've got a process that, if you run through his process, you put 10 units in, you get 100 units out, you've got a process that you can demonstrate to investors you can sell. And that's part of what we do inside the inner circle. Is systems, we've got the call automation, but systems are key. And Matt is adopting systems and having great results. So Matt is with us, so over to you, Matt.
Hi, Andy. Yeah,
Just,
so my name's Matt. I'm the director at Rembo Consultancy. We recruit for fashion, beauty, and luxury brands within the retail sector. I've been working with Andy for about a year now. And for me, it was the systems side of things, the projects that was kind of worked on that was about making your business more systemized and more process driven. That's really got the kind of results that I've currently got, and it's for me the particular campaigns that I've implemented has been the LinkedIn campaigns, and the frustration to freedom, which is all about how to get a virtual team working with you, and they're the two I think that I've had the best possible results from.
and that's the thing. The reason why I want Matt today on the call, guys, and I know there's thousands of you watching this, is because we're not going to talk about the call automation. We're not going to talk about cool, funky tools. We're not going to talk about all the wonderful things we do, webinars. We're talking about systemizing your business. So, um, Matt, before, if you could just give an insight, if you could, what was the key problem in your business, perhaps before you started applying this, the systemization and the things that we do. What did it look like? The key problems, the impact of that in your business.
The biggest problems I think for me, as I think many kind of people feel, is that within within recruitment you're on that constant wheel, that hamster wheel, where you're sort of working 80, 100 hours a week. You're chasing candidates, you're chasing clients, you're essentially doing about three or four people's job. And it was, for me, I just thought there was a better way of doing things. I was sick of hitting the phones and doing things the old school way, really. And I read before about systemizing your business in various books, but it was difficult to really relate that to the recruitment industry. And I always felt that recruitment has always been an old school business, an old school way of working, and people are still telling you to do to find that the inner circle was actually giving you the tools to do things that were specific to the recruitment industry. But yeah, the biggest problems for me, it was just working the hours and not getting the results that those hours should have really been kind of
Yeah,
giving.
got it. So you're working crazy hours, 80 hours, 100 hours a week. And yeah,
Yeah, little sort of return really. The results weren't
yeah.
great.
I think that hamster wheel is a great way of visualizing what it's like. Um, well, let's do this then. If we could, let's just quickly dive in. So we know you're working, well, you were working crazy hours. Um, what was the key sort of frameworks you applied then to take your business from where it was, and then we'll talk about where it is now and what's next. But what were the key things you applied then to to fix this and get it in shape?
Cool. Well, I think the first thing that I did was look at trying to get rid of the admin tasks from my plate. So there was a module within the inner circle, the frustration to freedom, which is all about how to recruit and onboard a virtual
Hmm.
assistant. And I had tried to work with virtual teams previously, but I think made some mistakes. So it's great to have a framework, a step-by-step process of how to embed them into your business and how to work with them efficiently. So that really helped. And I think that was like a
Yeah,
four-step, quite a robust program, really. But it was, webinars, it was the steps to take. So I literally followed that step by step, followed the templates and implemented that step by step, recruited a virtual team, and then started to pass off, task by task. It was really before doing that, though. I think that was one of the friction focuser, where you literally have to analyze, what the tasks are that are are causing friction within the business. So really sitting down and sort of recording the tasks that you're doing every
Yeah.
day, and then systemizing that task and passing those tasks off, always testing the VAs first and passing the tasks off that are causing the most friction. So you do it sort of one task at a time, and by the end of it, so now literally all of my admin tasks are systemized, and it's now really easy for me to hand over new tasks that kind of come in to the team because everything's been systemized, everything's been
Yep.
documented. So now it's now a process really. Any task that I have to repeat or do more than once, I do it the first time, document it, and hand it over to the VAs, and it just saves hours a
Yeah.
week.
So I know that you've used. So you went through the process of identifying the key problems to start with, the friction type task, but you've also used it to bring on board candidates and clients, and you've used actual campaigns to bring on, and you've
The LinkedIn campaign, yeah, the LinkedIn campaign, that's something now that is running every single day within the business. So it's a way of getting connections rather than having to manually manage your LinkedIn account. The VAs connect with people every single day. They're connecting with relevant professionals. They know the kind of people they need to connect with. They respond to the invitations that are coming through, and they have a series of messages that have been predefined. So I've done that myself. I've predefined the messages. Message one's this, message two is this. There's a thank you message, engagement messages, and all that is templates that we've got from the Inner Circle program. But I've
tweaked them.
adapted
Yeah.
to fit tweak them a little bit. And that's something now that just runs every sort of day. So the VAs do this when there's not more priority tasks to do. That's one of their secondary tasks. They know they should be connecting with people and responding to invitations that are coming in with a pre-defined message. And it's just systemizing your LinkedIn account rather than having LinkedIn as something that you're kind of connecting with people and not really doing much with the connections. This is just a way of really engaging with them, sending them content, inviting them to webinars, various things that you can do with them, but always keep communicating with them and trying to get them out of LinkedIn and into your own system, your own actual database.
So what Matt's done is, just to reframe and backtrack quickly, we've gone through a process to make sure we actually build a virtual team, make sure we can apply it in recruitment. So we've got recruitment specific processes, tasks, etc. And now outsourcing the actual, well, the administrative tasks, but also some of the campaign tasks, which are bring on board clients, candidates. And I know you've also used like the meeting magnet strategy. You've used other strategies whereby clients, candidates come to you, and you've taken that on board, and your VAs are driving some of that now, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, they are. So so they're kind of the meeting magnets. So again, we use that within the LinkedIn campaign. So all of the tools that we've implemented they sort of talk to each other.
Yep.
So a lot of the inner circle stuff, the strategies that we're using cool systems that automate processes, but they all link in together. They kind of integrate. So I'm starting to do more of that now. So my next step really is to automate as much as I possibly can. But at the minute, yeah, the VAs, literally every time that I have a new task or a new project, I kind of think, okay, what can the VAs do? If it's going to be something that is going to be
Yep.
repeatable and it's not going to be, talking to a client or talking to a candidate, the VAs generally can run with it. If it's an online task, it's something that they can do. I do it once to make sure it's something that can be done quite easily, and then pass it on to them. So they are doing more and more, and every sort of month they are doing more kind of stuff for me.
Awesome. And guys, this is the thing. This is what. Let's be honest about this. In recruitment, I often get people coming to me, Sandy, I want to change recruitment. I want to do this, but let's pull back the hood on this. Everyone, you're in recruitment to make more money, and ideally have a business whereby you're not actually subsumed by the business. So I guess the key. I know the outcome to this, Matt, but in terms of like the hours worked and the financial growth, what we're talking about in terms of what hours were you doing before, what were you doing, what you're doing now, and financials, how much as a percentage has the business grown, or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, sure. So I was working about 80 hours a week average before, and I've now got it down to about 40 and working towards even reducing that further now. So that's brilliant. And my business has pretty much doubled. So I've working, half the hours, but I've doubled the revenue, which is really good. I've also taken somebody else on now as well in terms of an employee who's taking care of all of the delivery side for me. So I'm kind of removed myself from the day-to-day recruiting role now, and mine's all about strategy, all about getting the leads in, focus on projects, and then passing everything over to the delivery consultant. And she's also working with the VAs. So the VAs are still sourcing candidates, they're still doing a lot of the admin, and they're kind of working with her as well. So as a consultant, she's a lot more efficient as well than probably most other consultants are in business. She's not doing the chasing either, so she's working with our tool and working more of an automated fashion. So she can do more. She can speak to more candidates in a day, do more interviews, get more CVs out. So yeah, that's been really good. So my focus now is literally on growing the business and on strategy and on managing her and managing the metrics rather than the day-to-day recruiting job.
Yeah, and that's one thing we know. One of our members actually used the phrase "Dr. Evil." So he's gone from being a recruiter chasing on the phone to now he's like Dr. Evil, sat behind the screen looking at metrics, and he's it's a complete change in recruitment per se as a business owner. Rather than doing, you mentioned working on it. So what's the next 6 months look like for you, Matt? What's your next sort of process or targets or your implementation look like, your strategy?
I think for me, now that I've got the VA stuff sorted, I've got that in the background working out really well. I think for me now it's focused on more of the automation stuff. So there's some campaigns that I'm working on at the moment, RRR campaigns, Maven webinars, getting more leads in really, and really focusing on on trying to automate as much as I possibly can. Is my next step. Probably recruit another consultant, but again, I'm really focusing on automate as much as possible first to see what I can do with one consultant in my virtual team rather than just recruiting loads of consultants. So trying to get the automation piece in place now is my next.
Awesome.
My next.
So Matt, I'd say I know what you're doing, but really the point of this was for people to say we're not talking about the cool automated tools and RRR strategies. It's just to say, listen, you can build a business that you can enjoy again and not be actually drained by working crazy hours, and it runs you. So what would you say is the key? I know as we sort of finish on, what's the key lesson would you say then that you've learned from being inside the inner circle and applying just the elements here, not the automation pieces, but the frustration and freedom, all these things?
I think it's got to be about the systems really, systems and processes. Because I think you've probably said a lot of the times now, and it's probably taken a few times before it really sinks in. But if you've not got a system, if you've not got a business that you can kind of scale and grow. So for me, it's if you can systemize everything, there's work to do up front. And I think sometimes when you are doing the work, you feel that you're doing a lot of work and you probably, is this saving you time? But the second time you can hand it over to somebody else, it just pays dividends. And the third time and fourth time, you just make up that time. And then you've got every process in your business, or everything you do has got a process and has got a system. So there definitely is work to do up front. There's no magic switch or anything like that. But once you've done it once and you've got the system documented, then you can hand that over to somebody else, and you've got something then that you can. It's part of your business. I mean, I've now got a system that I'm using where I kind of document every single process. It's got about 50 or 60 processes now within that I can just give to somebody else to look at, and they can follow the steps.
Awesome.
So for me, that's been the biggest lesson, I think.
Music to my ears. The reason it's music to my ears because I think you'd be honest, Matt. When you first looked at some of these things, you might have dabbled a little bit, but when you put your feet in with both feet, it's say you doubled your business, worked half the hours. And for me, that's why I wanted you on the call today, because I want people to say, listen, these things are possible if you pull your trousers up, do your belt up, and get into implementation mode. So, so Matt, listen, thanks for taking the time to really just, guys, systems, systemization, processes, templates. That's what we've got, and that's what you need to be using, or set up your own business. Matt, if people want to reach out to you and potentially do a joint venture with you, or anyway, what's your contact details?
Cool. My email is mattgoddard@rembo.co.uk.
And that,
Slash, there's no dots, just Matt Goddard at Rembo. That's RHEMBO.co.uk. Or they can give me a call on my number, which is 0203 371 7220.
awesome stuff. Cool, Matt. Listen, thank you for taking the time to share systemization.
Pleasure.
So, guys, you want to reach out to Matt? There's contact details. Matt's in the fashion niche. He's based in the UK, and if you think it's a fit, contact him. So, guys, I'm going to wrap up today's call. Any feedback, any questions? Go to our contact page, contact us, and love to hear any feedback. And we'll speak to you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye. Hey, Matt. Awesome.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, perfect.